Episode 2. The Creative Machine. Chapter 1. A blank canvas, a silent music studio, an empty laboratory, an untouched block of marble. For thousands of years, every great invention, every masterpiece, every scientific breakthrough began the same way, with one impossible question: what if? For centuries, that question belonged to human imagination alone. Today, something extraordinary is happening, not because machines have become artists, not because computers suddenly understand beauty, but because, for the first time in history, they have begun helping us imagine possibilities we might never have discovered on our own. Across the world, artificial intelligence is quietly transforming the creative process. Architects are exploring building designs inspired by the structure of bird bones: lighter, stronger, more sustainable. Medical researchers are using generative AI to propose entirely new protein structures that could become tomorrow's life-saving medicines. Engineers are discovering aircraft components with shapes no human designer would ever sketch by hand. Yet they are lighter, stronger, and use less material. Even filmmakers, musicians, and game designers are beginning to collaborate with intelligent systems, not to replace creativity, but to multiply it. The machine does not dream. It does not wonder. It does not fall in love with an idea, but it can reveal millions of possibilities. While we decide which one is worth bringing into the real world, perhaps the next great invention will not come from a person or from a machine. It will emerge from a conversation between both, because the future of creativity may no longer belong to a single mind. It may belong to every mind, working together. The end of the blank page. For generations, creativity was treated as humanity's final frontier. We built machines that could calculate, machines that could manufacture, machines that could predict. But creating something truly new? That was believed to be uniquely human. Today, that belief is beginning to evolve, not because artificial intelligence has become creative in the way people are, but because it has become an extraordinary creative partner. Imagine sitting down to design a new product. Instead of presenting one idea, AI generates 10,000. Some are conventional, some are impractical, and a few are unlike anything anyone has ever imagined. This is called generative design. Instead of telling a computer what to build, engineers define the goal: reduce weight, increase strength, use less material, lower manufacturing costs. The AI then explores millions of possible solutions, far more than any human team could examine in a lifetime. The result is often surprising. Aircraft components inspired by the microscopic structure of bone. Automotive parts that are lighter yet stronger than traditional designs. Industrial equipment optimized not only for performance, but also for sustainability and energy efficiency. These designs are no longer experimental concepts. Companies in aerospace, automotive manufacturing, and industrial engineering are already using generative design to reduce material waste, improve efficiency, and accelerate product development. The same transformation is happening in architecture. Instead of drawing one building, architects can now explore thousands of possibilities within hours. AI evaluates daylight, airflow, structural stability, energy performance, construction cost, and environmental impact simultaneously. Yet something remarkable happens. The architect rarely chooses the AI's first proposal. Instead, the machine becomes a source of inspiration, a collaborator that expands imagination rather than replacing it. Business is beginning to adopt the same philosophy. Marketing teams explore hundreds of campaign concepts before selecting one. Product designers rapidly prototype new ideas. Manufacturers optimize packaging, production lines, and supply chains using creative simulations rather than trial and error. The creative process itself is changing. The blank page is disappearing, not because machines are writing the story, but because they help us discover stories we never thought to tell. Inventing what never existed. Creativity is often mistaken for inspiration, but in science, creativity is discovery. Some of humanity's greatest breakthroughs did not happen because someone found the right answer. They happened because someone imagined a question no one had asked before. Artificial intelligence is beginning to accelerate that process, not by replacing scientists, but by exploring possibilities at a scale no human laboratory ever could. One of the most remarkable examples is happening inside biology. For decades, discovering a new medicine required years of trial and error. Researchers would test molecule after molecule, hoping one might produce the desired effect. Today, generative AI is helping researchers design entirely new molecular candidates before they are ever synthesized in a laboratory. Instead of searching nature for answers, scientists can ask AI to propose molecules with specific properties: stronger binding, lower toxicity, greater stability, or improved manufacturability. Every suggestion is still tested experimentally. Every result still requires scientific validation. But the search itself becomes dramatically faster. The same revolution is unfolding in materials science. Researchers are using AI to identify entirely new battery materials, lightweight industrial alloys, and advanced semiconductors that could power the next generation of electric vehicles, renewable energy systems, and consumer electronics. What once required years of simulation can now be narrowed to the most promising candidates in days. And then there is quantum computing. Although today's quantum processors remain in an early stage of development, researchers are already combining quantum algorithms with artificial intelligence to tackle problems that challenge even the world's fastest classical supercomputers. Drug discovery, chemical simulation, optimization of global logistics, advanced material design. Instead of replacing AI, quantum computing may eventually become its most powerful research partner. Perhaps the most surprising breakthrough is happening in robotics. Modern robots are no longer simply executing pre-programmed instructions. Using foundation models and simulation-based learning, they are beginning to learn new tasks by observing demonstrations, interpreting natural language instructions, and adapting to unfamiliar environments. A warehouse robot that learns a new workflow. A manufacturing robot that adjusts to a redesigned production line. A laboratory robot that performs experiments while proposing more efficient testing sequences. None of these systems is inventing independently, but together with scientists, engineers, and designers. They are helping humanity explore ideas that would have remained invisible only a few years ago. And that changes one of our oldest assumptions. Innovation is no longer limited by the speed of human experimentation. It is increasingly limited only by the questions we dare to ask. The last ingredient. There is a question quietly echoing through design studios, research laboratories, and boardrooms around the world. If artificial intelligence can generate millions of ideas, what is left for us to create? The answer may be simpler than we think. Machines are becoming remarkably good at exploring possibilities. Humans remain uniquely capable of recognizing meaning. An AI can generate 1,000 logos. A designer chooses the one that tells a story. An AI can suggest hundreds of architectural concepts. An architect decides which one feels like home. An AI can propose new medical molecules. A scientist decides which risks are worth taking and which patients they might help. Creativity has never been only about producing ideas. It has always been about making choices. This partnership is already reshaping entire industries. In advertising, creative teams now develop campaigns in hours instead of weeks, spending less time producing variations and more time refining the message that truly connects with people. In product development, companies can rapidly test dozens of concepts with digital prototypes before building a single physical model, reducing waste, accelerating innovation, and bringing better products to market faster. In filmmaking, AI can help visualize scenes, explore production design, organize visual effects, and assist with editing workflows. But no algorithm knows which pause creates suspense, which silence carries emotion, or which single frame will stay with an audience long after the credits end. Even education is beginning to change. Students can collaborate with AI tutors that explain difficult concepts in different ways, generate interactive simulations, and adapt lessons to individual learning styles. Teachers, in turn, gain more time for what matters most. Mentoring, encouraging curiosity, and helping students think critically rather than simply memorize information. Perhaps that is the real transformation. Artificial intelligence is not replacing creativity. It is changing where creativity begins. The routine becomes automated. The exploration becomes limitless. And human imagination is freed to focus on questions that cannot be answered by data alone. Because every invention that truly changed history shared one invisible ingredient. Not intelligence, not computation, not technology, but purpose. And purpose has never been generated by a machine. It has always begun with a human being asking, why does this matter? The first machines multiplied our strength. The next multiplied our speed. Computers multiplied our knowledge. Now, artificial intelligence is beginning to multiply something even more extraordinary. Possibility. Somewhere tonight, an engineer will discover a lighter aircraft component. A scientist will identify a promising new drug candidate. An architect will imagine a building that produces more energy than it consumes. A filmmaker will bring an impossible world to life. None of these achievements will belong entirely to a machine, and none will belong entirely to a human. They will emerge from collaboration. History rarely changes because one brilliant mind works alone. It changes when new tools allow millions of people to dream a little further than the generation before them. That is why the future of creativity should never frighten us. Every new technology has challenged artists, inventors, and explorers. Photography did not end painting. Calculators did not end mathematics. The internet did not end human curiosity. Instead, they expanded the canvas. Artificial intelligence may become the largest canvas humanity has ever received. But a canvas does not create a masterpiece. A brush does not paint a vision. And an algorithm does not decide what is worth building. Those choices still begin with us. Perhaps the greatest invention of this century will not be an intelligent machine. It will be a civilization that learns how to combine human imagination with machine intelligence, without losing what makes us human. Because the future has never belonged to those who simply created better tools. It has always belonged to those who found better reasons to use them. Technology expands what we can create. Humanity decides why we create it. Every generation invents a new tool, but only a few inventions change the way humanity imagines itself. The Invisible Future. Next episode, The Creative Machine, Chapter 2. Coming soon. Like and subscribe, please.